Woohoo. All right. So are you ready for this joke?
Yeah.
Okay. So, just do you want to know my favorite position?
Yes.
Um, most people's favorite position is reverse cowgirl, but mine is reverse missionary, where I get on top and tell you God isn't real.
You're a dork.
Yeah, it's a TikTok joke from a guy named, I
Oh,
think, Cannon Stanton or something. So,
that's
but yeah,
great.
funny, funny.
That
It
made
made
me
me,
roll my eyes and chuckle at the same time.
yeah,
So if that was your goal, good job.
that was my goal. So it
Good,
made me
good,
laugh.
good.
So
That was
I
a
figured I'd share.
bad joke, but I
It was a
really
bad
enjoyed it.
joke. It was
It's
a
a
it's
very bad joke.
it's such a bad
I
joke. I love bad jokes though.
I was to say I love a bad joke. You tell a really good bad joke. I love a
Yeah,
bad joke.
yeah. They're like sort of mom jokes. I mean, that wasn't really a mom joke, but I love mom jokes.
Yeah.
So
Is that like just like a dad joke, but you identify as the mother?
yeah, since I'm not a dad, I call them mom jokes because I don't think dad should get all the credit for cheesy jokes. So, because moms have good jokes too.
Oh my God.
They do. I mean, they do though. Like, I, I'm funny.
That was, I believe you. The way
Thank
you
you.
just said that right there, that made me
Hmm.
believe that you were funny.
Yeah, yeah. You're welcome.
Whew.
So very convincing. Yeah.
Are
So what
you
do we?
excited? Are you
I,
excited for today?
I am excited. Should we like introduce ourselves or
Oh
talk about what
shit.
time
Yeah,
it
we should
is?
do that. We should do that. Yeah, that's the time that it is. It's that time.
Um,
Time to introduce
it's
ourselves and what we're doing here. What is it?
it's tin hat time.
Tin hat time.
I'm Megan.
Yeah. And I'm Hannah. And this is Tin Hat Time, the podcast where we come to you and scream about lately aliens. We've been doing a summer
Yeah,
series on aliens
yeah, a lot of
and
aliens.
stuff.
I've been
And
loving
I've
it
been,
though.
yeah, it's really great. Except that okay, so today we're going to do a little bit more of a free form thing because I have been diving into investigating, which is like it's like legitimately turned into like an investigation almost. Like it stopped being research and started being like something more, something deeper, something.
Research of what?
Oh, just aliens and like okay, so
Oh,
this is
okay.
what we're talking about. Like just to like this week, we're gonna do a little bit of a recap of some of the stuff that we've gone over and a breakdown comparison kind of thing because it's a lot.
Yeah.
Um, so I had therapy earlier today and I spent 45 of the 90 minutes of our session with this exact energy talking
Damn.
to my therapist about like they're just like it might maybe it's not intergalactic, you know, like what if it's just from a different and she was like mm, we're just avoiding your mother as a
Yeah.
subject.
Right.
Yeah, and I was like yeah
Uh,
for sure right now Pamela, but we'll get back around to it. Aliens though, no, she's great, she's super witchy woo with me and like when we talk about aliens together it's delightful.
yeah.
But yeah, so just so you guys know, my dear listeners, I'll what are we up to? Like 15, 30, something in that fun range. All y'all
I have
out there,
no idea.
I'm going slowly crazy for you. Because what I've started to realize as I've been spending this entire summer just elbows deep in ufology or ufology, um, that all of it's connected and weird. This is Megan. This is basically a full speculation episode, so
I love
feel
it.
free to dive in whenever you want to because I have compiled around me all of my notes, all of my multiple notebooks and scraps of paper that are about aliens and abductions and all sorts of other terrifying scenarios that are just in my brain at all times now. So yeah, life's going really well. It's interesting. I can have a normal dinner conversation with people.
Can you though? Those notebooks
No,
say
not
otherwise.
anymore, dude. I'm just like, dude, it's a Coke. I'm gonna take a deep breath and I'm gonna try not to go full like Pepe Silvio here, but like there's something out there
Yeah. Oh.
and it's watching us. Um,
Is it Jesus?
it's definitely not.
Is it me, Jesus? Is it
Is
me,
it me, Jesus? No, it's not. So what I was realizing, I started to do some research into the Hudson Valley, um, like the Hudson River Valley sightings, and I was looking a little bit into the Andreessen affair, and with covering Betty and Barney Hill earlier, and with covering the Phoenix Lights and the Rendlesham Forest incident and like all that stuff, dude. So it's like it's all connected. I think it's all like the same thing, because the Phoenix Lights and the Hudson Valley Lights and some shit that was seen in like Belgium and stuff like that, it's not that far apart from each other, like within like 5-6 years, that kind of stuff. And it's the same thing. They're describing the same thing over and over again, which is this boomerang of lights with like a wibbly black, kind of not transparent, but like not really there, like wibbly in between it, and like as it moves by, it like blocks out the stars, but then they come back, so you can like see that it's moving. And like this is reported like all over the world, and I didn't really realize this, and it's got me tripping, boo. What
Yeah.
do you think about it?
Well, I mean, we kind of like touched on it like via text. But I just got done listening to that last podcast on the left episode about the Goblin universe,
Yeah.
where they
Yes.
talk about, and we've talked about this a little bit, about how maybe it's the Fae, like fairies and
Aliens.
yeah, like Phalians.
Sorry.
Like you touched on it last time.
We
We
should
we
definitely put
talked.
a headphones warning on this episode.
Oh yeah, probably. Hannah's gonna yell a lot. So, um, but no, I think that after listening to that episode, I thought it was really interesting. Where like in that episode, they talk about how everything like mythical or unexplained could potentially be like the Fae. So hundreds of years ago, people would see the Fae and they would snatch their
Dude,
children and
yes,
like do the whole
yes,
changeling things, and they would
yes,
they would see all these different things, and it was more like mythical and magical. And
yes.
now what people primarily see as far as like the mythical stuff is really like aliens and ghosts. Like those are the
Yes.
two things, is
Ah,
aliens and
yes.
ghosts. And that
So I've been,
maybe it's like Fae and it's not, which I think is an
which,
interesting concept.
which
Like
is what
even
I've been.
Jesus maybe is like
Okay.
God, and like that's what they bring up.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah, 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 yeah.
this
Like that's
is
like how they perceived it.
yeah, that's Ted Holliday's theory. I guess he wrote a book on it, which he did not want to be released, which I think is very funny because they were all like half-baked ideas in his book. But it was very interesting, very compelling. So
Interesting.
good theory.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't want the book released at all, which is, I feel
I
like
mean, I think
maybe
he knew, right? He knew it sounded
he
fucking
knew that he was like,
crazy.
listen to me.
Yeah, a
But
little
also listen, man.
a little bit like man on the corner in a trench coat, just like the end of times, like sort of
This is
shit.
what I've become. I've become the weird lady at the corner of the bar who's like, "Do you know that one time I saw some lights in the sky?"
Wait, like you became this person? I thought you've always been this
Fuck
person.
you. All right, you know
We have
what?
a podcast about tin hats. Like,
Thank you. And I was just literally screaming into the ceiling, "Thank you, Megan. I love you so much," because like it's so nice to finally be able to talk about like this with you on the podcast, and also just like talking to somebody who's not going,
yeah,
okay. You have a podcast about what?
yeah,
um, it's like, okay, all right. Well,
yeah,
I'm gonna go now before you call somebody to come and get me. So.
yeah. No, it's funny. I was talking to my friend Kelly, right, about trying to apply to grad school soon and stuff, and she's like, you should
You
include.
don't have to say my friend Kelly. I've met her on multiple occasions. You can just say Kelly.
That's true for you, but other people also don't know that are listening. Um,
Well, they'll
but
catch on by context.
That's true.
Continue.
That's true. But no, we were talking about, I want to apply to grad school eventually. And she's like, include the podcast, the fact that you like, have a podcast. And it's like, I don't think I want to, because I think if I put that on an application and they're gonna be like, what's your podcast about? And it's all like pure speculation and not like always historical evidence. Not always. It's a lot of
No, but
speculation.
who gives a fuck? Because it's so much fun.
It is
Anyway,
fun.
but like,
It's a slippery slope.
it's this stuff is a lot of it's fun shit to think about. It's really interesting to me because I've been the reason why I wanted to do a little bit more of a laid back, like free form conversation episode this week is because I am like balls deep into some research into the Andreessen affair, and I am excited. We may have to do a two-parter next week, dude. Um,
Yeah. We talked
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah. But I remember, like, whatever, this is not compelling conversation for the show. But yeah. So I wanted to keep talking about aliens, but I didn't want to get like talk about the Andreessen affair yet because there's a lot that's going on with that. But like just like with the minimal research that I've done, the striking similarities to that and like what happened to Betty and Barney Hill and what have happened in some of these other close encounters of the fourth and fifth kind. It's just it's starting to get to the point where like I know that like we started this podcast with our tongues firmly in our cheeks, making fun and light of all of this stuff. And now here I am losing my goddamn mind. And like I dream about it every night, every fucking night lately. I've been like wandering around somewhere and I know that like in my dream it's so weird because I know that the aliens are watching like through the top of a globe. I'm like,
Are
I
they?
just like they've put me in a situation, I just like have to figure it out. It's like the wall in
Like Minority
what is
Report or
it?
something?
Solar opposites.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. I
Like the
thought you were
wall in
going
solar
like
opposites. Do you see?
I don't know
What?
why. I thought you know what I'm talking about? The
Oh, I
movie
loved Minority Report.
where
Fuck
it's
yeah.
like there's like a
But
wall where it's like they show images of like the future and he's gonna murder his wife. Like, I don't know. That's the shit that I
No,
imagine.
dude, yeah. I had that poster on my wall at my dad's house. Um, or when I lived with grandpa. Yeah, I had that up on my wall, that poster.
It's a great movie.
It's a great movie. That one would be well worth a rewatch, but that's not what we're talking about right now. We're talking about how my mind is fracturing into 1,000 little pieces, and all of them are going, did you know the aliens are real?
I feel like this is one of those things that I don't know. I feel like I get to a point where I can separate this stuff and I can go, if it's real, it's real, but like it doesn't like affect my life on the regular. Like I have no control over it. If any of this shit is true, like what the fuck am I gonna do about it? Literally nothing. Like
I know, I very much want it to be true, but I just like also, I didn't realize that it could have been.
yeah.
Like I
It is
kind of Heinecked myself. Is like I went into it thinking that we were going to be doing a lot of debunking this summer and that we were going to have a good time showing UFO things and then going, but what actually happened was probably a little bit more close to this.
do you
Like
think
kind of like what we've been doing, you know? Like we
do
had a
you
lot of debunking things. Sorry, I'm just steamrolling over you.
do you think that you're making all these connections with the alien stuff. Do you think it's like true, like real concrete connections, or do you think you're like um kind of making the connections? Like, like fuck that movie like 23 with
I
Jim
was just
Carrey,
about to say the number 23.
where you're just like, I see the number 23 everywhere, where like people start making those like loose connections. And like I think that's what happens a lot with conspiracy theories is that loose connections are tied together a lot. Either that, or as a different theory, right? A lot of people think similarly. And, I
Mm-hmm.
think of like discoveries being made around the same time, like with Darwin. And there's another dude who had the same theory of evolution at the exact same time. And
Did he fuck his cousin too?
um, I don't think the other guy fucked his cousin, but I honestly don't know.
Darwin very
Um,
famously fucked his cousin.
Yeah, they actually realized later that they probably shouldn't have procreated, because I think their kids did have some developmental issues. They were like first cousins too, I think.
That's too
Um,
close.
um, Maybe just cousins in general too close. Just don't date your
I
cousin
mean,
if
from
you
an
can.
from an actual like biological standpoint, like there's cousins where it's like it's close enough that it's like fine, whatever, it doesn't matter anymore. But
Well, I mean, like,
ew.
what is it? Teddy
It's a,
Roosevelt and
Teddy and Eleanor
they
or
were like
whatever were
10th cousins though. But anywho,
no,
right?
not
So
Eleanor
like
Roosevelt.
as far as these
We just
connections
got our
go.
Roosevelts really badly mixed up.
Yeah, who cares? I mean, honestly, everyone who's been a president has been a bad person, so who gives a shit? Um, but I think it's one of those things where all these people seeing all these similar scenarios, like maybe it's just something we can't explain scientifically yet. That's what I think. That's I think what the
Mm-hmm.
interesting thing about the supernatural and like the mysterious and all that is it's shit we just can't explain with science yet. So I don't know.
What do you think about contacts of the fourth and fifth kind, about the abduction scenarios? What's your What's your opinion on that? Because I've been telling you a few different stories, and like, but what do you think about in general?
Um, Honestly, some of them sound really interesting, like it could have happened, but um, I really don't know. I mean, a lot of those people are very credible, and some of them aren't. So, it could be psychotic breaks, but weird shit happens all the time that's really unexplained. I really don't know. I I think they're interesting stories, but I think a lot of people lie for, I don't know, clout.
Various reasons.
I'm kind of a pessimistic person in regards to that. Like,
Are
I
you
don't-
a pessimistic person, Megan? I have
shocking.
never noticed that about you.
I'm
I've
a
never just given you
realist.
this look a lot. Okay.
I'm sorry. I wanted to like gag as I said that. I'm a realist.
I'm a realist.
No. Yeah, that's just what depressed people say.
Well, I just
Um,
have a good time about it.
yeah.
That's my realism.
I think I think for like, the the one sighting or whatever that happened on a military base, I think that one to
Rendlesham?
yeah, the Rendlesham one, I think out of anything, that one is the most interesting thing because
Mm-hmm.
there's no reason to lie in the military because you get blackballed, and especially career military. Like the fact that they all got blackballed basically or blacklisted or whatever for the shit that they said and saw, and
Yeah.
it fucking ruined their careers.
Well, it ruined Betty and Barney Hill's lives. It seems to kind of I cannot wait to tell you about Betty Andreessen because she's amazing. Um, but like there's a lot of people for whom like that experience really ruined their lives. Like why I just don't know why you would make it up. Like
I
why you would lie about it. Like I don't know why you would lie about it. Because
um
it's a horribly embarrassing thing to come out and say. Nobody is going to believe you.
People do crazy shit though. There's a lady in the 80s who she created a false stalker called the Poet. Do you know about that lady? I can't remember her name. But she like would send letters to herself, and it's like this person is stalking me, he stabbed me, like all this shit. Turns out it was her. She literally like paid someone to like stab her and shit, and like but she would write
Fuck.
these letters, like ransom letters, and like I'm gonna kill you,
Man,
like
what
crazy
kind of
shit.
life are you leading that somebody comes to you and says, I will pay you to stab me?
Yeah, I don't, that's the thing, I don't know. I think it's people with mental problems,
No, I mean, but
right?
like
Like,
who is the knife wielding stabber?
fuck, dude, I don't know.
Yeah,
Like
it's a
Craigslist,
big
like I,
question.
I feel like anybody off Craigslist.
Yeah, but like it was the 80s. There was no Craigslist.
True, true.
Yeah.
I don't
You
know.
can
You
find somebody at a dive bar
pretty much, right? Like,
named
I mean,
Craig or
yeah.
Mikey. Mikey will stab you.
I don't know. Maybe like a Dave.
No, Dave's. Come on, man. You know
You know what I
Dave's.
think of?
Dave's not gonna
Bill.
stab ya.
Bill. The name Bill only because of like King of the Hill. Like
Billy.
Bill. No, like Bill from King of the Hill. Do you know what I'm talking
Bill.
about?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Bill
the white,
Dotree.
yeah,
Yeah.
the white
Yeah.
wife beater and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
tank top. I guess you're not supposed to say wife beater anymore, but
There's a lot of things that we're not supposed to say, and
fuck,
we'll
dude,
just
it's
figure it
hard
out
to
as we go.
avoid.
For sure. But yeah.
Gen Z will
Yeah,
just
but like
cancel us.
everything is like really the alien stuff. I've just been thinking about it and considering it a lot lately. Yeah.
Have you been
Lots of
dreaming
weird
about it?
dreams. Yeah, dude, lots of weird dreams. Lot of weird dreams about aliens, which is making me concerned that I may accidentally channel them because like I guess that's a thing you can do. And I
Yeah.
feel like if anyone's going to accidentally channel aliens, it's going to be me. I
Mm, yeah.
poke a fair amount of smart. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't understand how you like dream about this shit. Like I listen to like last
every night.
podcast and like all these other podcasts and shit, and people talk about dreaming about this shit, and I dream about literally none of it. I can research the shit out of like skinwalkers and whatever and fucking never ever dream about it.
No. No,
Never.
I have to be actually a little bit careful about what I consume or for how long because I got really into that show Hannibal.
Oh,
Um
okay. Yeah. Yeah.
and then I started having pretty gruesomely I had to stop watching Walking Dead because I was having nightmares about zombies every single night. And like they weren't even like necessarily nightmares. They were more like adventure dreams, but that's also just a nice way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Um
I don't know. I'm not really a big dreamer, I guess.
you have
Uh,
no dreams. What can I say?
yeah. Yeah. My dreams
Yeah.
are firmly planted in reality.
That is because you're a Virgo.
I'm just down to earth. That's
I
an
mean, I'm a
astrology
Virgo
joke.
moon.
Yeah. You got a lot of other stuff going on in there though.
Yeah,
So,
Sagittarius, Sun,
yeah.
Venus, or Libra rising. I'm
Yeah.
a Capricorn Venus, which is just atrocious. Some offense, Capricorns.
Yeah, I literally don't know what that means. I like know the big three stuff, like like your sun, moon, and your rising.
Mm-hmm.
But like people will be like, my Mars is in Gemini.
Mars is like how you handle conflict ish. That's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about aliens. And just,
Maybe
I guess we're just,
astrology is related to
well, I
aliens.
guess it could have been knowledge given to us by the aliens. Who's to say? But I wanted to talk a little bit more about the Phalians and like
Okay.
that whole concept
Yeah.
because that was mostly what I was screaming at my therapist today. Is that if like we know that there are scientifically it has been proven that there are multiple dimensions and that there's things that we can't see and that we don't know dimensionally happening out there.
Yeah,
So
we
I
learned
don't
that
think
last
it's as
week.
like I know. I don't think it's as likely that the things that are coming to visit us, like from the sky and like what we're seeing, like the Rendlesham Forest stuff, the big triangles, the Westchester Boomerang, also known as the Hudson Valley Lights, like the Phoenix Lights, all this shit that's happening in the sky. I don't think that it's coming from like the Sirius system or the Alpha Centauri or whatever like that. I think that it's coming from a different dimension and that it's able to peek through. But I also think that things like Bigfoot and the Mothman and that like that's why we can't fucking find a Bigfoot. He's not there all the time. Nessie's not
Yeah.
there all the time. Open your eyes, people.
Yeah. I do think the Nessie thing is interesting that some people think that Nessie is like a ghost of the Loch Ness monster who like used to be there, but like that's like a Fae thing, right? Like I don't know. Um
Oh, that's so Scottish to have it be a ghost.
would it be?
Yeah, everywhere in Scotland is haunted.
I mean, everywhere is haunted, isn't it? I mean, technically
Yeah, but
like couldn't like literally like everywhere someone probably died or an animal died or like something
I
horrific
mean, if you want to be lame
happened.
about it, yeah, technically everywhere could be haunted. But like the
History
Scots in
depressing
general as a
everyone.
people are pretty. You are so depressing, dude. Like I know that you're like chock-a-block full of American history that's like shit right now, but like, come on, come on, come on, come on.
I'm a history major, dude. Like, I feel like history is basically nothing but like depressing shit. Like, I don't know. It's kind of emo, honestly. Like, I don't know. I think it's
You get to
funny.
be the emo kid you never were.
Yeah, really. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But the
Oh.
Phalians thing, I do think is really interesting, especially like if we do talk about like multiple universes and all that shit. Like,
Mhm.
there is
Mhm.
technically, according to science, a universe out there where Phalians do 100% exist. Like
It's
they,
this one, god damn it.
yeah, maybe.
I'll tell you what.
uh,
I know what I saw. Okay.
you just love that fucking line.
I do. I love it so much. It's my favorite thing that I'm just kind of like shouting, I know what I saw at
Yeah,
people a lot. Um, and it's off-putting to coworkers.
yeah, yeah. That's okay.
But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What do you want me to do? Not learn the truth?
So what do you think, I guess, when it comes to like the Phalians, right? The Fey alien
Mm-hmm.
thing, like do you think it's something like are they like toxic to humanity or like is it something that like is could be a good thing? Like I guess what are your
Mm-hmm.
thoughts on
I
that?
I don't think that I'm I don't think I really believe in good and bad anymore. You know, like it's gotten to the point where like I don't think that there is any necessarily like it's maybe all chaos. I think it may just all be chaos, which
Yeah.
isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's actually kind of freeing. but if you want to look at it that way. But I
Yeah.
think I think it just is.
Yeah.
I don't think that they have a I don't think that like I don't think they're coming to get us to get our sperm to make a human grace hybrid thing. Like, okay, like I want to listen to you talk about it,
Yeah.
but I don't necessarily think that. I think that they just are. Like, I think like if we're gonna go into Phalian, then like when you look at stories of the Fae, of the Hildefolk, of the little people, of like all of that kind of stuff, it's all there. There's no malevolence to it, but there's no like what is it? Like they're not being kindly necessarily either. They just
It's like
are.
chaotic neutral.
Kind of, yeah, actually. Yeah, like they give what they get to a certain extent. Like you hear stories about like gnomes that got angry at their farmer because gnomes will live on a farmer's farm with them and help take care of the livestock.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to put out porridge for your gnome,
Yeah.
and they like a nice big heaping amount of butter on it. So this one farmer, he put out his porridge for his gnome, but he put the butter on the bottom. So the gnome saw this and he got really fucking mad, and he like murdered the hell out of the farmer's cow. And then he was like all angry about it, sitting on the dead cow and like eating the porridge, and got to the bottom and was like, oh fuck, there was butter in it. So to fix the situation, stole the neighbor farmer's cow and brought it back and was like so like they're beings of chaos. Like
Yeah.
that's just like an old gnome story I've heard.
Yeah. I just think about like stealing socks. I don't know.
Exactly. Or like the other day in the house when my roommate couldn't find his phone, and he was bitching about it and bitching about it. Like, we're looking everywhere, and he was like, "Where's my fucking phone? God damn!" And I was like, "I don't know where your phone is, man. Did you ask the Fae? Did they take it?" And he goes, "I don't know." And I was like, "I'm gonna put out some cream on one of our little fairy houses, and we'll see if it shows back up." And like, I went and poured a little bit of the coffee creamer into a little thing and put it on one
Mm-hmm.
of our little fairy houses.
Mm-hmm.
And like as I did that and like walked away, it was like, "Oh, I found it."
Yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's
But
interesting.
is that a 23 sort of situation where like you're making a loose connection? You know what I mean?
I don't know. That's why my brain is losing its mind right now. Like I'm kind of doing a bit. I'm mostly doing a bit, but also like there's a bit of it under here that's like if like I've peered into the abyss and now it's peering back at me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's fairly dope, for
Yeah.
being honest, and that's why I'm just kind of sitting here holding this glass of wine to my head.
Yeah. I think the tulpa theory for like any mythical being is really interesting. And like we've talked about it before, but like that maybe we're creating these things by putting belief into it,
Oh
right? If
yeah,
you believe it
absolutely.
hard enough, right, it'll exist. It's like manifestation, right? Like I feel like
Yeah,
that's been very trendy lately is like manifest destiny type shit. Uh
manifest destiny is like the bullshit that they said when they moved out west. Manifesting your destiny
yeah.
is
I mean, I guess
different.
that's what I
It's
mean, right?
different.
Is like more of the pumpkin spice latte, manifest your dreams. Like if you believe it, it'll become real
How dare
type
you?
type shit.
I use manifestation every day. Don't you dare call it pumpkin spice latte.
I mean, it might as well be written on like a Ray Dunn, pot or something. Like just
What's a ray done?
Ray Dunn is oh god, it's kind of dumb shit. It's have you seen like at like Home Goods or anything where they're like there's like cups or any type of ceramic stuff that has like the name of what the item is in lettering, so it'll be like soap and it's like a soap dish, butter and it's like a butter dish but it says butter on it, and it's usually like
Yeah,
they're usually white and it's black lettering and it's like all caps, or it's like cookies and it's like a cookie jar, or
yeah,
it's whatever it is, but it's like labeled and it's like unnecessarily labeled. Like, yeah,
because
we
it's
know it's a
obviously that.
fucking butter dish, bro. Like
Oh,
it's
I
but
are
people
those not cute?
they're cute, I think, in moderation, but people collect Ray Dunn now like they collected Beanie Babies. Like legit. Like for real. Like there are Ray Dunn
Really?
Facebook groups. People like will wait outside like Tuesday morning and Home Goods and all that shit for the Ray Dunn collection or whatever inventory to get restocked. Like it is fucking interesting. It is so fucking
Okay.
interesting.
Okay.
Like it is 100% the new Beanie Babies where like people are like it's collectibles and it's like yeah, but if you produce enough of it, it no
It
longer
stops.
becomes a
You
collectible.
you have
Like
to give it several hundred years before it's worth anything.
yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Or like have it not be mass produced, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Like
yeah.
there's occasional Beanie Babies that are worth stuff. There was a whole
Yeah,
episode of Broad City about that.
the Princess Diana one or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the ooh, there's a storm happening over here. I just saw a big old crack of lightning. Oh, my kitty cat's out there under the tree. Anyway, aliens are everywhere and they're looking at us all the time.
Yeah. And they're collecting Ray Dunn.
Oh my
Just kidding.
God, do you think so?
No. But there's a universe where they are.
Stop it. Stop, dude. Good God. Oh, for real, man. Like I don't even know. I don't even know anymore. I'm greatly enjoying learning all of this stuff, but it's also very weird. Like I kind of can't believe it's like real life. Is that like, I don't know. How did I get all of this information about UFOs into my brain? And like, can I get it out? Will it ever come back out? Because like, I don't know.
Yeah. I
Am I
mean,
just going to be carrying like little bits of J. Allen Hynek and Jacques Vallée and like, what's his name? And Imberg, I don't know who's the crazy one.
literally no idea what you're talking about.
I know you don't.
I'm
You've not been doing
assuming
the research. I've
I'm
just been talking to
assuming
you about it.
it's related to UFOs. So
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Maybe, hear me out. Maybe you should leave an offering to the Fae and see if they'll tell you the truth. Or appear to you.
I don't know,
Oh,
man.
terrifying.
Or I don't know how much I want to fuck around with that.
Do
I
you want to get
have a
abducted?
no.
Do you want to
God
be
no.
an experiencer?
No. No, 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 no. Dude, like the thunder rolled and the lightning striked
And
just
the
as you said that.
thunder roll
Rolled
and
and the
the
lightning
lightning
strike. Down,
striked.
down, down.
I honestly, that's my favorite fucking song. Like by
Garth
Garth
Brooks song or
Brooks.
just
Yeah.
like, yeah.
No, Garth Brooks. I
And the love
fucking
goes
love that song.
cold on a winter's night.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good one. I went to karaoke with Honesty the other night and we had to listen to a guy terribly sing that and we're just looking at each other like, no.
I mean, but that's like I feel like that's a
But
good
that's like
bar
the fun
song.
part of oh
You know?
yeah,
Like
absolutely.
where the whole
That's one
bar
of the really
sings
fun
it.
parts of karaoke. Well, I feel like we're just sort of like talking at this point and recording
Yeah.
it, and we're gonna make people listen to our conversations, which granted are funny and people have told us we should do in the past. But do you have anything else you want to add today about aliens to me? Like, do you have anything else you want to talk about, my
Nope.
love?
I would like people though to like comment or let us know their
Yeah.
thoughts on that. Evan got your email. Thank you so much for emailing us. Nick, thank you also for emailing us your
Oh, should we
stories.
read? I'd like to read Evan's email. I'd
Oh,
like to do
okay.
a dramatic reading of it if I can get it to pull up. Hang on one
He
second here.
he asked our thoughts on it. I've literally no idea what he's talking about though.
I know. I'm gonna just
I think I need to like do some research about that topic,
control.
and we can talk about it. But
God bless America. Where is it? Let me go to the other one. Okay. Anyway, Evan wrote it's a really, really fun and funny.
little email.
Yeah.
Let us know our thoughts.
That I want to try to find for you, but I can't because my phone's stupid and I'm not a good millennial. We've talked about it before.
Let's talk about it next time. We'll do some research and talk about it next time.
Yeah, absolutely. I would like to get back to you, Evan, on what we think about that weird thing that you sent us. Also, you're fun and funny, and thank you for sending us an email. Big shout out to Nick. Big shout out to Kath. Hey, girl, what's up? What's up, Isabel? Hey, Angela. Like, everybody, we thank you so much for like interacting and giving us some positive feedback, like from Night Owl Studios. But like, remember that we are on Spotify.
Yep.
We are on Apple Podcasts. We are on Anchor. We are on YouTube if you want to watch us be weird and screaming into the abyss together. If you wanted to talk to me, you can find me on Instagram, Tin Hat Time Podcast at Instagram.
Yeah, slide into our DMs, bro.
Yeah, Megan does a lot of the email shit, so chat with her through email.
Yeah.
But mostly, you know what, just stay awesome out there, stay curious, stay open-minded, like open your fucking minds and look at the sky sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like just like take a deep breath, maybe fill that breath with some indica and just look up into the sky. Like you never know what you're gonna see. Maybe it's a big goddamn boomerang of lights. Maybe you and Kurt Russell will have something in common when you meet him at that weird place one day.
Yeah.
You run into Kurt Russell at the City Bank.
Yeah. Please rate, review, and subscribe. It helps us out so much. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time for more alien shit. So, yeah,
Yeah.
thanks, guys. We'll see you next
Okay,
time.
thanks.
Okay,
Okay,
bye.
bye.